I still remember the way the dust clung to my skirts that day, the sun burning down on the wooden sidewalks of our little frontier town. My hands trembled as I held the small tin of baby's formula against my chest, my heart aching with shame. My baby, Jacob, had been crying all morning, his tiny body hungry, his lips quivering. But when I reached into my purse at the mercantile counter, the coins just weren't enough. The shopkeeper's eyes were kind but firm when he told me, "I'm sorry, ma'am. You'll need to return it." I stood frozen, my cheeks blazing red. Every eye in the mercantile seemed to be on me, watching as I slowly placed the tin back on the counter. My little boy whimpered in my arms, and I felt my heart splinter into 1,000 pieces. That was when I first saw him. He stood near the back, tall and broad-shouldered, dressed finer than most men in town. His dark coat was dusted from the trail, but it was clear he wasn't a ranch hand or a cowboy. His gaze was steady, piercing, yet filled with something I hadn't seen in a man's eyes for a long time: gentleness. He stepped forward, and the wooden floorboards creaked under his boots. His voice was low, deliberate, and carried a quiet authority. "Add it to my account," he said, his eyes never leaving mine. The shopkeeper blinked in surprise. "Yes, Mr. Callahan." And just like that, the tin of formula was handed back to me. I clutched it tightly, my throat thick with emotion. I wanted to speak, to thank him, but the words tangled in my chest. He only tipped his hat slightly and said, "A child should never go hungry." Days turned into weeks, and I saw him again, though never expected to. His name was James Callahan, a man whispered about in town. Folks said he'd come from back east, where he'd been a successful financier, a chief financial officer for one of the largest railroad companies. But something had driven him away from that life of ledgers and boardrooms to this dusty, struggling town. Some said he was running from scandal, others from loneliness. For me, he was just the man who fed my baby when I could not. One evening, as the prairie sky turned violet and the cicadas began their mournful song, I found him sitting alone outside the saloon, a glass of whiskey untouched in his hand. His gaze was fixed on the horizon, as though searching for something that couldn't be found. I almost passed by, but something in me, a mixture of gratitude and courage, made me stop. "Mr. Callahan," I said softly. He looked up, his expression weary, but when he saw Jacob nestled in my arms, a faint smile touched his lips. "Mrs.?" he asked. "Just Clara," I answered, lowering my eyes. "I wanted to thank you, again. For what you did at the mercantile. You don't know what it meant." His gaze softened. "I know enough. I lost a child once." The words hung heavy in the air between us, carried by the night breeze. My breath caught, and for a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then he sighed, setting the untouched glass aside. "I thought money could fix everything. Back east, I had more than I could count. But when sickness came for my little girl, all the money in the world couldn't buy her one more breath.